Oh, I guess the counter went down when I was doing other things. Okay, welcome back. Here we are again. Yay, it's Genshin. Okay. Lunch was good. Was good lunchies. Good lunchies. Da 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 da. So we have no cat. I'm sure that will change. I don't know where Mana is. I'm sure she'll come around at some point. Now that the bed is unoccupied. We want... So. Oh, hello. 7 months in a row. Zaya, thank you very much. Yay. 7 months. Has it really been 7 months? Oh my god. So... Do we want to do Zhao first, or do we want to do Hu Tao? I think let's do Zhao first. Let's do Zhao, and then we'll do Hu Tao. And if we go into the city and... Or if we go into this area and it triggers, then we'll do something about it then. So, whatever. Alright, track this.
Work hard and live each day to the fullest.
Yeah. Okay. Right here. Alright. Da-da-da-da-da.
Is it just Paimon, or is there something weird about those hilly trails over there?
They seem unusually agitated.
Right. Maybe it has something to do with that sorta dark energy they're giving off. Uh-oh. This is right by the Wangshu Inn too. Oh, the guests are in great danger. Now that we've seen it, if we don't do anything about it, Paimon will feel really guilty. Let's go take care of them.
We're gonna feel guilty because we've seen it. Alright. You know what? We're not even gonna do the full setup. We're just gonna do this version.
These super evil hilly trolls are more difficult to defeat than the usual kind too.
Were they?
Hey, seems like people are gathering over there. Wonder what they're doing. Whoa! See that guy in the mask? He scared off all the hilly trolls.
Looked like he was using some sort of Adeptus art.
Oh, you mean like Xiao? Now that you mention it, this guy's mask is kind of similar to the one that he wears. But the magic he was using seemed even more Adeptus-y than Xiao's. Shall we go say hi?
Speak of the devil, hey Mana. I know the bed's empty, so now you can come hang out. Hi, baby girl. There you go. Hi. She's like, yes, the floof is mine. Oh, he has a fan club. This is a fake Zhao. And real Zhao is actually going to come out real mad about this, I feel like. Star Snatcher. Wow. Pretentious.
Allow us to introduce ourselves. This is...
Please, if you're here to thank me, there's no need. Cleansing the world of evil is the duty of the Adepti. Think nothing of it. One certainly doesn't.
He's such a fake.
Wait, who are you? One had assumed you were followers, but on closer inspection it seems that we have not met.
We're just travelers passing by.
My name's Paimon, and this is my sidekick.
Hey, how you doing?
One sees. One too shall introduce oneself. for it is good manners to comply.
Is he gonna say that he's Zhao? Because I'm ready. I'm ready for this moment.
The one before you is the Adeptus, Master of Stars, though one is better known to one's followers as Star Snatcher. One descended from one's mountain abode to cleanse the world of evil, whereupon fate saw fit that our paths should cross. Now,
Oh dear.
tell me that which you wish for.
Our wishes? Paimon thought that the Adepti and Leela were just really good in battle. You mean you can grant people's wishes too?
No.
There are different levels of Adepti. Are not the stars loftier than the mountains, clouds, and moon?
So he's basically saying he's the best Adepti. Where were you when we fought the evil Doom?
Yet, it is unbecoming of an Adepti to boast
Stop
of
clapping.
one's powers. One would have you first speak to one's followers, and only then make your verdict.
What about you?
Have you seen the Master of Stars in action? His power truly hails from the divine.
Does it?
I believe that now there is finally some hope for my ailing father.
Uh-huh.
Watching him use his magic is all the proof you need. A true Adeptus, no doubt about it.
We know a lot about Adepti.
Not long ago, I sought some medicine from him on behalf of my ailing father. The difference with Boo Boo Pharmacy's prescriptions was like night and day, I tell you. Once it was boiled and ready, it gave off this really ethereal mist. Seemed pretty adeptal to me. Could have also been because there was mistflower in it, though.
Uh-huh.
Adepti medicine is surely the most potent. My father will recover soon, I just know it.
Oh, that's sad.
Sure, you have to make some sacrifices if you seek help from an Adeptus like the Master of Stars. I had to give a few antiques as offerings. But my father's life is worth much more than a few old relics, right?
Oh. I want to hit you with my spear in the face.
The Millilith don't really need to do shifts when the Master of Stars is around, do they?
What do you know about the Master of Stars?
I'm a merchant, and I had an especially valuable batch of goods that needed transporting recently. So I asked the Master of Stars if he would make the journey with me, as presumptuous as that was. Reason being, monsters run a mile as soon as he so much as holds up his talisman. We didn't have the slightest bit of trouble the whole journey. It didn't come cheap, of course, but then soliciting the services of an Adeptus is a monumental affair. Just look at the rite of dissension. So I can accept it, but I doubt that most from outside of Liyue would be willing to.
I just want to tell all these people that I have done a lot of things involving Adeptus individuals, and they don't ask you for shit. Paying them automatically means that they're not actually in. Oh my god. What about you, lady?
Finally, a life full of hope and purpose.
What are your thoughts?
Oh, are you believers too?
Absolutely not.
After my fiancé had been left, I cried every day. But then I turned to the Master of Stars for help. At his suggestion, I started burning paintings of my fiancé and casting the ashes into the ocean at sunrise.
Polluting.
I can't explain it, but it really worked. I know in my heart that he'll return. This is not some sort of positive thinking trick. I'm certain of it.
So wait. You painted pictures of your fiancé, burned them, and threw the ashes into the ocean because you want him to come back to you. That is how you're going to make him come back.
I'm so overjoyed that I gave a portion of my wedding budget to the Master of Stars as an offering. After all, if not for him, I wouldn't be getting my fiancé back, in which case I wouldn't need it anyway.
Oh god. Yeah, no, seriously, spear to the face. Yes, spear to the face. Zhao!
What do you think?
I need to say Zhao's
One's
name.
adherents may exaggerate a little, but they speak from the heart.
I just need to say his name. We're right next to Wang Shu, and he's here. From their imaginations, I'd say.
Surely you jest. There was once a senior adeptus, Xie Wuliang, known to the people as Liangzi. He said this: all things are connected. That which mortals call imagination is merely the bridge betwixt the spiritual and the material. In other words, their wishes are already on the path of transitioning into reality. Does this make things clearer?
Nope.
Nope.
It makes them way more complicated. But basically what you're saying is that their wishes can come true, right?
Indeed. You are perceptive, my diminutive friend.
Okay. So we also have one other question.
Oh? You need but ask.
Why do you wear a mask?
One wanders among mortals, doing good and cleansing evil. One reveals not one's visage to avoid further disturbance to this realm than is necessary.
Ah, got it.
Now then, what are your wishes?
I want to know where my sibling is.
One senses that a tragic tale lies behind this wish. So be it. This wish is not beyond one's power to grant, but first, one must see some proof of your faith.
Oh.
What's that supposed to mean?
Money, Paimon. It means he wants us to give him money.
The way of the Adepti cannot be grasped from words alone. One must seek the profound truths that lie beyond them. Should you fail to perceive one's hidden meaning, then regrettably, one may lend you no aid.
What do we do? Paimon doesn't understand him at all.
I think he wants some Mora.
Oh, that's right. Some of those believers mentioned that they had to pay a pretty sum for the Adeptus' help, didn't they? Well, Paimon's not forking over any Mora, and we don't have anything valuable enough on us.
That's not true. We have lots of valuable shit in our bags.
You don't even have a vision.
I mean, I don't. I don't think people put visions up for sale.
Hey, why don't we make him a tasty snack? No one can resist the temptation of good food, can they?
No one who shares your values, for sure.
Yep, a tasty snack is sure to work. Why don't we head over to Wanwen Bookhouse and see if they got any new recipes in?
All right. Wanwen Bookhouse. Oh, that's the upstairs place. Oh, they have recipes? Really? Well, all right. Sure. Should make him an Adeptus Temptation and tell him it's a Teviot Temptation. I mean, I have the recipe. I have an Adeptus Temptation in my bag if it would let me make that. I have the recipe for it. Be like, yeah, a different Adeptus taught me how to make this. What do you mean you haven't heard of it?
So, are you buying or not? So, you'd like a copy of Yaksha's The Guardian Adepti?
Yes. Here, and keep the change.
Oh, aren't you generous? Thank you for your patronage.
Hey, isn't that, Star Snapper?
Star Snapper.
Coincidence running into him again.
Coincidence? Or Adepti incidents?
Did you hear the name of the book he just bought? Was it Yaksha's The Guardian Adepti? Well, anyway, it was definitely a book about the Adepti. Why would an Adeptus want to buy a book about himself?
Perhaps he's a narcissist.
Could be. But now that Paimon thinks about it, there's something that's just not right about this guy.
His mask is so ugly.
That's true. It really is. Very suspicious.
I like that she's just like, yeah, it is. Gross.
Paimon thinks we should check out that book. Maybe we'll find out something about this guy that we can use.
All right,
So,
let's talk to
are
you.
buying or not?
I'm buying.
Hey there! We'd like a copy of Yaksha's The Guardian Adepti. Do you have one in stock?
Huh. Since when did that old chestnut become a bestseller? You're a rare breed of youngster if this is what you like to read. But you should be able to find a copy somewhere on that desk over there.
Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead
Are
and
you buying or not?
talk to you and see what you have that I don't have. Have I bought everything that you have? Yes. I have bought everything that you have. Okay, I don't need any of that then.
This is the one! Let's see what it's all about, shall we?
In ancient times, Liyue was a land of misery, where the shadow of evil loomed large. As slain gods festered, their vengeful wrath cursed the world, manifesting in infernal forms. When demons stirred, miasmas, monsters, and mutations infested the land. Then Rex Lapis summoned the Yakshas to vanquish the demons.
Oh.
They swore an oath. Restore order through slaughter, purge evil through battle. To this, we dedicate our lives. Eons of bloodshed later, karmic debt weighed upon them, phantom wrath seeping into their broken souls. They went mad with fear, turned on each other, or succumbed to the darkness. Of the 5 foremost Yakshas, death came to 3, while the 4th vanished without a trace. In the millennia since, one conqueror of demons remains the sole surviving Yaksha in the mortal realm. And only on moonlit nights, in the glow from Guyon, and in the sound of the Dihua flute, is his memory preserved.
That actually explains a lot. That explains a lot.
This book is about the Yakshas, a group of adepti who defend Liyue.
So now we have to pause for just a second. Okay, so according to that, right, yeah, because he's not an adepti, he's a Yaksha. He was summoned by Rex Lapis. And he's the only one left that we know of, because one of them is missing, right? And that explains where all the big monsters came from. Like the vines and the lizard and like all those things. It explains where all those things came from. They were literally like, especially the ones in Liyue, they were literally from the corruption of the gods being killed and everything, and it infecting the earth, and then it spawned all this stuff. I love how they fill all those details in. Like, that's really cool. Yeah, okay, cool. Right.
Seems like a pretty niche topic. Was there anything that stood out to you?
About the soul surviving Yasha.
So, there used to be 5 main Yakshas, but supposedly only one of them is still alive today. Do you think that it could have anything to do with that Star Snatcher guy?
No, it's Zhao, obviously.
No, surely not. He doesn't exactly give off the impression that he's been suffering for thousands of years.
Karma.
The book says that the Yakshas, after fighting against the wrath of the gods for thousands of years, became bound by karma.
Right? And it also tells us why these things are all active and we keep killing them and they keep respawning. It's because the Yakshas are not there to control them anymore. Because the only one left is Zhao. And so they don't have that oversight for all those big monsters.
Poisoned by the hateful thoughts of the gods, the Yakshas would often descend into indescribable fits of terror, rage, or agony. It's so tragic. After everything they went through in all their years of protecting Liyue, they got no reward and had to deal with so much suffering instead.
The other 4 do have really cool designs, but remember, and they made a point to say this, only 3 of them are dead. 3 of them are dead, 1 of them has disappeared, and then Zhao. So, theoretically, and we don't know, because it didn't specify, which one is actually missing instead of dead. And they could be dead, or whatever, but at this point, to us, they're just gone. Demons.
The book says that the wrathful spirits of the gods defeated during the Archon War can sometimes cause plagues, monsters, or mutations.
Maybe.
Which sound pretty horrendous.
Probably
Hey,
not.
Wait a second. Paimon wonders if... Do you think those super evil hilly churls we saw earlier were the mutations that the book's talking about?
Probably. Nothing else that I can think of.
Yep. Paimon thinks we've already summed up all the key points. So back to the matter at hand. The things we need answers on are 1, where did those super evil-looking hilly churls come from? And 2, what does Star Snatcher have to do with the Yaxes, right? Now to head back to where this all started and commence our investigation. Let's part the fog of mystery that hangs over Dwayne Karst and let the truth shine through in its full glory.
So we're playing detective now, are we?
To be honest, Paimon actually hopes he is a real Adeptus. His exorcism technique seemed real enough at least. But if we get our hopes up, there's further for them to come down. So it makes sense to investigate thoroughly first, just to be sure.
That's true.
Alright, let's head back to Wangshu Inn.
Yet again, Mana looks so fat. Big fat baby. She's like dark matter. She's like dark matter. I know it. Rotten. Okay. Back to the Wangshu Inn. She's fat. She hasn't been to the vet in a bit to get weighed, but I guarantee you that, like, solid wise, she's one of the chunkiest cats in the house. She is a chunkster. When she steps on you, she weighs 1,000,000 pounds. She is dark matter. Every single step, she is dark matter. She pounds that foot right down on you, and you're just like, ugh. Oh, there's more hilly churls. Alright. We're gonna kill those too. I actually really like dropping out of the air above things, and it takes me to a cutscene, and I don't lose a bunch of health. It's always fun.
Flee at my command, foul demons.
I think he's controlling them in general.
Flee!
That didn't work.
Why won't you flee?
Probably because...
Uh-oh. Looks like Star Snatcher's in trouble.
Yeah.
There are innocent bystanders here, too. We have to step in.
Yeah, okay. Hold on.
There is no escape.
There we go. Fixed it.
Oh, I don't get it. Why didn't the Sigil of Permission do anything? Has the evil aura of these hilly churls grown in intensity?
I love our eyes. We are so done with this shit. You see this expression on our faces, especially Paimon.
Sigil of Permission, huh? Now why does that sound familiar?
Ah, yes. The get out of Juanion free card.
Right. It's a keepsake of the Adepti, so it must still contain traces of their power. No wonder he was able to scare those monsters away earlier.
What are you two babbling on about? One is merely underslept.
Underslept.
That one's adeptal power is not in full flow.
Uh-huh, sure.
Were one but given another opportunity.
Okay, sure.
Well, as it happens, there goes another bunch of evil hilly churls over there. Should we leave them to you then?
Sounds like a plan to me.
One suddenly feels ill at ease. Surely one has overexpended one's adeptal powers. Otherwise, one would surely purge these infernal beings at once.
So you were just bragging after all. We were right to be suspicious. Come on, Traveler. Looks like it's up to us. Use your elemental sight and hunt them down.
Okay. Oh, hello. Oh, it's Zhao. There he is.
Oh, it's that conqueror of demons again. No wonder. Paimon was just wondering who could have made such short work of these hilly churls. Let's see what a real Adeptus has to say about all this.
Hey, bud.
It's you. I remember you.
Hey, buddy. What's up?
I was purging some living beings that had been tainted by the demonic. It would appear that I have caused you some trouble.
It's fine.
Huh? He isn't usually this polite. What's going on? But you are exercising demons. How is that causing trouble?
That is because the changes that occurred in these monsters stem from me. Or more precisely, from the karma I have accumulated.
Oh.
Mutations? Karma? Does that mean...
Zhao is the final Yaksha.
Yeah. Paimon remembers that Xiao is also called the Vigilant Yaksha, isn't
Chow.
it? So that means... Oh. Poor Xiao.
We were just reading a book called Yakshas, the Guardian Adepti.
I see. You must mean that piece of literati fan fiction from a few hundred years ago.
Woof.
All things are impermanent, and to exist is to suffer. We Yakshas have no need of sympathy or tears.
Roasted.
My comrades who have passed on would see your tears as a stain upon their legacy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It matters not. In any case, I am on my way to purge a cavern of demonic influence, so we shall part ways here.
Wait! Take us with you! We'll be a big help! Paimon promises!
No need. I am used to fighting alone. And in any case, these mutations originated from me to begin with.
This inn is so pretty, by the way.
Well then... Oh! Consider it Paimon's penance for being accidentally rude just now. Please?
Well, come on then.
So, Xiao, you've been suffering from the bad karma all this time?
Suffering is my price to pay for eons of endless slaughter. I have come to accept this. But in recent years, other living things have suffered, when the burden should be mine alone to bear. I must reflect on this.
Fascinating. This is fascinating.
Finish your preparations, and we shall enter. We should not leave those monsters be for too long.
That's fine. All right. Da, 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 da. Right. Okay. Sure. Perfect.
Ooh, this place gives Paimon goosebumps.
I will use the ritual known as the Bane of All Evil to relieve this place of its karma. You must remain calm. Do not allow yourself to be affected by the lingering wrath of bygone gods.
Quest specific effect. As a result of the buildup of divine karma in the area, Zhao will have Bane of All Evil permanently activated and will constantly lose HP. Additionally, the effects of that divine karma will allow Zhao to regenerate HP when he deals damage to opponents. Oh, geez. How do we get to... Okay. It is his ult. Yes. So, he's the only one we have. So, like, we gotta... Isn't he like the last polearm user that I don't have? Not completely the last one, but he is a polearm user that I do not have. Which actually it's kind of fun. Him and Rex. That's true. I don't have Rex. Swirl. And I noticed that over time his E gets charges. Like the longer it sits before it is used, it gets charges to make it stronger. And I like the fact that his ult has Animo attached to it as well. So he's just constantly applying swirl.
Queen of all evil. That must be the power you got for being a vigilant Yaksha, right? Paimon just realized that you only wear your mask when you're fighting the bad guys.
Ooh,
But
big
that
jump.
Star Snatcher guy wears his mask the rest of the time too.
Star Snatcher. I am aware of no Adeptus by such a name.
So he is a fraud! Well, we'll continue this discussion later. You should focus on your battle.
Let's get charger, everything. Tons of bonus plunge damage. Oh, okay. Well, then, and when he kills things, he gets more. He gets more health, too. Oh, jump and plunge. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay. That's kind of fun. It's really interesting. Oh, I'm stuck in the thorns. Okay, there we go. That's super fun, actually. That's really fun. Kind of wild. Like, I can see how you would do that. Like, he would have to be a mainline DPS, though. Like, just the way that that skill works. I wouldn't think that you would, like, has him as a backline. I mean, you could, but...
It is good that we came here. An unusual number of living things had fallen under infernal influence. Had we not arrived in good time, the consequences would have been unthinkable. Now, this Star Snatcher you speak of, what is the situation?
Ooh, Paimon will tell you.
An Adeptus who grants wishes. To think that people could be so easily deceived by such blatant lies.
Right?
As an Adeptus, do you have the power to grant wishes, Yao?
No!
The Liyue of yesteryear would never ask the Adepti for boons unearned. Millennia ago, the ancestral people of Liyue asked for nothing more than the strength to defend the land they called their home.
To be honest, an adepti who grants people's wishes is probably more appealing to people nowadays.
My hair is super floofy today, and it keeps attacking me.
However feeble people nowadays may be, they are not my concern. I concern myself only with following Rex Lapis's original decree.
Oops. Paimon spoke without thinking again.
Yeah, maybe you should shut up, Paimon.
One more thing. That fake Adeptus has a sigil of permission. It's what he uses to exorcise demons.
Wait. Truly? Fool. Exorcising demons without exterminating them. It is no wonder they have been congregating here. If this continues, things may spiral out of even my control. We must confiscate his sigil of permission.
I think I'd also like to teach him a lesson.
Great minds think alike. Paimon agrees. We've got to show that trickster what you get for trying to fool us.
We should probably see him again after this patch. Event and leeway should be coming. Oh, okay.
And it just so happens that we've got a real Adeptus with us too. If Xiao were to teach Star Snatcher a lesson, you can bet he'll never dare to pose as an Adeptus ever again.
No. I only slay demons. I do not kill mortals.
Who said anything about killing him?
Accurate.
It would certainly benefit Liyue if we could convince him to cease his wicked ways. I possess an art called Dream Trawler. It is normally used to separate the soul from the body, that one might cultivate oneself in a waking dream. But it can also be used to call forth the spirits of others.
Whoa. Now that's a real Adepti art for ya.
You'll scare him out of his wits for sure.
A ritual must be performed for this art to be used. Assist me in gathering a few items. A censer, 7 lamps, and something to reduce the temperature.
Reduce the temperature. Oh, some mist flowers will probably do, right? But as for the censer and the 7 lamps... probably not the kinds of things they're gonna just stumble across in the wild.
Do you know of the 2 Yaksha statues that stand guard beside a merchant road on the southern face of Mount Tianheng?
No.
The ancestors of the people of Liyue built shrines there to honor the Yakshas. You should still be able to find some ceremonial items there.
I'm sure I've seen it.
Once you have found them, meet me at the Yaksha statues after nightfall, and I will teach you how to use this art.
Dun-dun! Cool. 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 Yeah, no, he's fun. And I mean, obviously, yeah, don't have full constellations and whatever, but definitely fun. Definitely fun. All right. Ah, okay.
The spirit soars the mountains high, while the body rests as the world goes by.
Oh, there's a Star Snatcher without his mask on.
Sorry to interrupt you, but...
We'd like to borrow a censer and some lamps.
Well, I'll be. Isn't that something? A pair walk into a shrine, neither to seek nor worship gods or adepti, but to pilfer the tools of worship for their own ends.
We know it's rude to ask, but we just need them for a short while. Honest.
I will again reiterate, Paimon should never be in charge of asking for shit.
For the Dream Trawler ritual, I trust.
How'd you know that?
I have been in the shrine for far longer than you would expect.
He's probably an Adeptus.
Perhaps as a reward for my faithfulness, I have been endowed with some understanding of the Adepti arts.
Wow. Paimon's never heard of that happening before.
It matters not. Take what you need. It is a fortuitous thing that these items may be of service to you. They serve little purpose here, in any case.
Something on your mind?
Nothing that you need concern yourself with. Please, take what you wish.
Yeah, this place is kind of collapsed.
isn't as run down as the shrine.
You return to the vicinity of the temple after transferring the
So
sensors.
next, we just need to grab the 7 star lamps, right? The sooner we start, the sooner we'll be done.
Collect the items necessary for the ritual 7 star lamps. Okay. Oh, we got a ridge right there. Okay. I'll just do this. There we go. Let's see here.
Nothing that you need concern yourself with. Please, take what you wish.
Oh. They're these things. Yep.
Paimon thinks we've got all the ones we can use now. But let's say bye to that guy before we leave, shall we?
He's not here.
Huh? Where'd he go? He was right here.
I had presumed that once you had acquired what you came for, you would forget about me and simply be on your way.
Ah! It's that guy's voice. Hello? Where are you?
My physical form ceased to exist over 1,000 years ago. What you witnessed earlier was an
Called it.
illusion created by the Adepti arts known as mortal lingering. Now that you have taken the 7-star lamps and sensor used in the mortal lingering ritual, my form is no longer visible to you.
So you're...
I was once a junior in the Order of the Yakshas, bestowed with the name
Oh.
by Rex Lapis himself. Yet my strength failed, and I was slain in battle. Today is the anniversary of my death. My last wish was to see a modern Liyue, and so I took the liberty of performing this ritual here. That aside, you were sent here by the Conqueror of Demons, were you not?
So, you two know each other then?
I sense his aura upon you. That and the heavy burden of his karma. Even after all these millennia, he still must endure such tremendous suffering. I am truly ashamed.
Don't say that, Pervases. You sacrificed your life for Liyue, didn't you?
Life is a precious thing, yes. But when I think of the burden that the Conqueror of Demons must bear, death seems to me to have been the easy way out. A selfish indulgence, even.
Yeah, I mean, if you're dead, you don't have to deal with it anymore, right?
Pervases.
I apologize. Birthdays are joyful occasions, but by the same token, it is hard not to be melancholy on the anniversary of one's death. The mortal lingering will not last much longer. Take care, you two. And please pass on my regards to the Conqueror of Demons.
We will.
If only I could taste some authentic grilled tickerfish once more. By wave and storm I hunt for fish. By wind and snow I slay evil.
Huh? Looks like he's gone then. Paimon really hopes that at least someone will remember Pervases the Yaksha.
We will.
We should get going. But let's come back here and make an offering sometime.
Head to the Yaksha statues after nightfall. Okay. I mean, we can just go that way. We're right over there. And if we see something along the way, then, you know, we'll take care of it. Excuse me. Can you not just climb random fences? Thank you very much. Da 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 da. Alrighty.
Have you gathered the items for the ritual? This sensor and these lamps. Their designs are flawless. Almost as if they were made specifically for use in the Adepti arts. Where did you come by them?
We got them from a Yaksha named Pervases.
Oh, and, he says hi.
Pervases. Yes. This does have the hallmarks of something Pervases might do. As I thought, it seems that he could not leave Liyue behind, either. I hope that its present state will allow him to rest in peace. Well then, let us begin preparing for the ritual. Place the censer in the middle, and surround it with the 7-star lamps. Adorn the area with the items of abject cold. Once this is done, we shall proceed.
Okay.
Yes, this
Ta-da!
will do. Now, the next step is the key to performing Dream Trawler. There are 4 steps to performing this ritual. Offering incense, meditation, incantation, and loosing an arrow.
Seems like a real rigmarole.
I mean, it's a ritual. Rituals are usually a lot of rigmarole.
Adepti arts are the product of millennia of study by Adepti. Do not dismiss their mystical workings as rigmarole.
Sorry.
Failure to take this seriously could cause the technique to devour one's own body, or cause the spirit to be sundered from one's flesh permanently.
Alright.
Stop talking. I'm sorry.
When offering the incense, we place the incense into the censer with reverence for Rex Lapis in our hearts. Meditation is to empty ourselves of trivial thoughts, and to focus on the target of the art we are performing. Then we shall recite the incantation in a loud voice. Devayaksha, bring forth sin! Finally, we will loose an arrow towards each of the Yaksha statues to enlist their authority for our contract. If all goes well, Star Snatcher's soul will be brought forth shortly.
Understood.
If you have no other questions, let us begin.
Sure. Alright. My brain didn't record what the correct process was. So, hopefully this is gonna go okay.
Then we meditate. Paimon really doesn't want to think about that fraud.
Ooh.
Uh,
Devayaksha, bring forth sin.
Bring forth sin! It looks like the Yaksha statues are growing at the waist. So we just...
Alright, Amber.
At the ready.
close enough.
Close enough.
Leave the rest to me. You two get ready to greet him.
Okay.
Where is one? Huh? You two look familiar. What's with one's body? One feels light, weightless.
We summoned your spirit forth with an Adepti art.
An Adepti art? You dare don the guise of an Adeptus in one's presence. But as for the matter of one's present location, one could have sworn that one was dozing off to sleep at Wangshu Inn not a moment ago. Wait, that must be it. Of course it must. As expected of an Adeptus such as oneself, one must indeed be in a dream.
There's no helping this guy, is there?
Dreamers, after all, feel no pain.
Huh? What is the meaning of this? Do you truly think that one will permit such insolence in one's own dreams?
Alright, time to take him down a peg.
Judgment!
Ah, such impertinence. Where are one's followers when one needs them?
Shine down!
Da da da.
Stop it! Stop it! Ow! What's happening?
How is this? I was toying with him.
Please stop! I surrender! I surrender!
So, are we still going to do this one-self song and dance?
No! No, never again. You almost killed me. Oh, how did I ever have the misfortune to meet you two? Please, great Adepti, spare my life. I won't do this ever again, I swear it.
We did call your spirit here, but we're not Adepti. He, however, is.
You deceive the masses with quackery. Masquerade as an Adeptus. Exorcise demons without exterminating them. And display a callous lack of regard for life. One day, you will reap that which you have sown. For those who invite the infernal into their lives, there is no redemption.
You're...
Seems like Xiao's got him scared stiff.
And Zhao's pretty scary, honestly.
Oh, great Adeptus. Might I ask your name?
He is the conqueror of demons.
It really is you. It's truly you. Never in my life did I imagine that I might meet the conqueror of demons, the vigilant Yaksha himself.
You know about Xiao?
Of course. My grandfather was a folklorist. I learned the tales of the conqueror of demons at his knee. To this day, I am an avid collector of books concerning the Yakshas. But ever since I discovered a sigil of permission while rummaging through my grandfather's personal effects,
Dun dun dun.
at first, I was just imitating the Adepti for fun. But slowly, I began to stray further and further from the righteous path.
Huh. So to sum you up, you're Xiao's biggest fan?
Hilarious.
Yes. Thank you both for allowing me to witness the conqueror of demons in the flesh. It's like a dream come true.
I thought we were teaching him a lesson. How is us making his fanboy dreams come true, teaching him a lesson?
That wasn't quite our intention.
Right?
Please allow me to swear this oath before the great conqueror of demons. I swear to turn away from evil, to live an honest life, and to never again stain the name of the Adepti.
You're a problem.
I will remember your oath. Now go.
Thank you. 1,000 thanks for your forgiveness, and for all that you have done for Leah.
He seemed very earnest when he was making that oath there. Guess he won't be tricking anyone anymore. Oh, wait. We haven't gotten the sigil of permission back yet. Let's head over to Wangshu Inn first thing tomorrow and look for him.
Yup. Ba 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 ba. There's a person over there. Oh, there's a writer. Oh, I think I'm supposed to talk to this person. Thanks for being my fan. Hand over your copy of Records of Chue and I'll sign it for you. Didn't bring it. Here, I'll give you one free of charge. Why would I want your autograph? Don't act like you don't know me so you can stand out more, is that it? Like I haven't seen that one before, but I'm feeling nice today, so I'll play along with your little game. My pen name is Wu Yun. Yes, the author of Records of Junyun in the Flesh. I'm currently on a trip recording local myths and legends from all over Liyue. And so if you have an interesting story to share, let me know. And if it ends up in my book, maybe I'll give you a free signed copy as a thank you. Interesting stories? Guardian Yaksha, which may eventually feature in my Records of Junyun. It's a pity, but there just isn't much to find right now except a few scattered nondescript texts. I've heard people say they caught sight of an Adeptus at Diua Marsh, and I had a hunch this might be the Guardian Yaksha, but I reckon that I can just stay here and wait. After all, I am an author whose pen has been touched by the heavens themselves. Why, the material will come to me, as a matter of course. Uh-huh. Okay. Sure, lady. Alright.
Hey there, boss. Star Snatcher's staying here, right?
Star Snatcher. You mean the false Adeptus who wore a mask? He signed in here under the name Wang Ping An.
So, a really, really ordinary person after all.
He's already checked out. He said he wished to go on a solo pilgrimage. Ah, yes. He also requested that I give this letter to a traveler who journeys together with a talking fairy, should they come asking for him.
Talking fairy? Who's that?
You, goober.
Well, anyway, you must be the traveler. Here's the letter.
How strange that he would leave a letter for us. Is this the final attempt to fool us, maybe?
It probably has the symbol, the sigil of permission in it.
Come on, open it. Paimon's curious. Huh? Seems like he actually left us a few nice trinkets.
By the time you read this letter, I will have embarked upon my journey of self-improvement. I regret I cannot apologize to the two of you in person, but I hope that you will forgive me. Since the conqueror of demons appeared to me in a dream, I have not slept. My nights have been spent thinking about how I may fulfill my vow. Not only have I deceived you two, but I have also exploited the hopes and dreams of my believers. People in dire straits oft become weak, thirsting blindly after something to believe in. With my lies, I brought them false salvation, while their true desires grew farther and farther away. I know that in long-gone era, the desires of mankind were not as complicated as they have now become. The conqueror of demons shouldered the desires of Liyue's people as he contended with demons. Wearing his mask, he concealed the weakness brought by human desire. As a false Adeptus, I am one who always wears a mask. A true Adeptus needs only to wear it when facing demons. If I wear a mask to hide the evil that has corrupted my heart, then the conqueror of demons wears a mask to hide the part of him that is human. And yet, he wears the face of a demon king, only that he might subdue all demons. Once I had realized all this, I became deeply aware of my own ugliness, and I understood what it truly means to be Adeptus. I set off on this journey over hill and river, strengthening my body and spirit, not because I harbor any hope of fully atoning for my sins. I do it only to earn the right to be counted among the believers of the Adepti. I have already asked someone to return the money I cheated others of. A few goods remain in my possession, but they are of no use to me on my journey of self-improvement. Please take them. Please take the sigil of permission that my grandfather left me as well. I am no longer worthy of it. I wish that you would be granted that which you desire. May we meet again. Wang Pingyan, a sinner.
Along with... Woohoo! The sigil of permission! Paimon hasn't met a bad guy like him in a long time.
This is all thanks Xiao.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go take the sigil of permission to Xiao, shall we?
Talk to Xiao, who is upstairs, as we know, because that's where he is, and give him the sigil of permission. Yes. Or he is down. Wait. Oh, he is downstairs.
Ah, there you are. We got the sigil of permission back. Do you want to take it?
You have my thanks.
May I take your order, sir?
1 grilled tickerfish.
Certainly. We'll prepare it for you immediately.
Huh. No almond tofu this time? Well, that's not like Xiao.
Tickerfish was Pervasi's favorite dish. I just wanted to see how it tastes.
Huh.
That's sweet.
By wave and storm I hunt for fish. By wind and snow I slay evil. Was there anything else? I am accustomed to eating alone.
Come on, Paimon.
And so, Detective Paimon and the trusty traveler solved the case and quietly slipped away.
Quietly. The end. Ta-da! So that was cool. Dig that. That was good.
Head straight on in.
And now, to continue our shenanigans in Liyue. This whole area is very spoopy, so it makes total sense to me that this is where we would come to talk to Hu Tao. Totally makes sense to me. All right, let's go and let's take a stroll through the woods. We're taking a stroll.
Why did we come here? Paimon's got a bad feeling about this.
I'm sure it's fine, Paimon.
Not that Paimon's scared or anything. Just, concerned for your safety.
Uh-huh, sure.
It's just that this is how lots of scary stories go. You're in an empty place, in the middle of nowhere, there's barely any light, and then just when you least expect it, a stranger comes out of... Quick, do something!
Didn't you say you were concerned about my safety?
Paimon's intuition says that anyone we run into here is going to be far from normal.
Should have done this story around Halloween, right?
If he gets us, he's gonna eat Paimon for sure.
Nobody wants to eat you, Paimon.
Who are you?
I came from beyond the heavens.
Beyond the heavens? A strange way of putting it. Don't try to scare me. I'm just here for a funeral. I don't mean to offend. No matter who you are, there's no need for any ill will between us.
Whew. Seems he's just your average scaredy cat. He looks more afraid than Paimon.
But you're kind of terrifying.
Huh? Am not. Paimon's super friendly looking. Don't be afraid. We come in peace.
Gods protect me!
No. Stop freaking out and stand still. Relax.
It's behind us, isn't it?
Relax. Yes, whatever you say. Please stay your hand. Don't come any closer. I mean you no harm. Don't touch me.
Hey! Paimon already said nothing's gonna happen.
Oh my goodness.
Was it something Paimon said?
Yes.
Let's go after him. He might do something stupid.
I love the fact that she's like, let's go after him. He might do something stupid. Hello, Hu Tao.
Director, there's a ghost after me.
Oh? Don't get too excited. These are clients, not ghosts. Exactly! We said we're not ghosts. Why won't you calm down and let us explain? Although, clients doesn't seem quite right either. Yeah, forgive me. This is one of our new undertakers, Mung. It's his first time working a funeral, so of course he's afraid of his own shadow. Funeral. Oh, the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor! Zhangli is a consultant there. They deal with this stuff a lot, right? Oh, you know Zhangli? Well, that saves me a lot of explaining. I'm Hu Tao, the current director of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, responsible for, well, trifling matters having to do with immortality. A satisfying trade to be in, though, and Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is well known around town. Whatever the request, I'd be glad to hear it.
I don't think we fall into the client category.
Yeah, if we were looking for Wangsheng Funeral Parlor's help, this is hardly the place we would come to. Ah, but you see, I wasn't referring to clients in the business sense. Everyone who enters this mortal realm will be a client of mine.
So I knew that that's what she meant when she called us clients, but still for her to just say it, I was taking a drink of water and I almost spit water on my... Okay.
Sooner or later. Well, that's dark. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor welcomes advanced reservations.
Advanced
When you choose us,
reservations.
you'll never have to worry about what might be around the corner.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
But be sure to book the right date. Pro tip, it is a living nightmare trying to get flowers at short notice.
The Afterlife Soon Club. I don't know. I love she's like, book the right date, because obviously I need to know. I already know the date of my expiration.
Speaking of dates, if you're struggling to decide, please do come and talk it over. I'd hate to see you still alive and kicking when your big date comes.
That's definitely a threat.
Whoa. Slow down. There's a lot to unpack here.
Yes, thank you, Paimon. That is exactly correct. Is everyone at Wangsheng Funeral Parlor a weirdo?
You'll have to excuse her. The director is a rather unique individual. Allow me to explain. We'd heard that there'd been some supernatural activity at Wuwang Hill. To restore calm here, we performed a funeral ceremony. It went very smoothly.
Josh, it's true.
According to the director, we shouldn't be expecting any more issues in the near future.
Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, Wuwang Hill, funeral. What more is there to say? These three belong in the same sentence.
Literally every time I learn something about her, one more date.
You two, on the other hand, have no business coming to Wuwang Hill. You being here is not normal. Maybe your understanding of normal isn't quite normal.
I'm here on an adventure.
Adventure? You must hail from the Adventurers Guild.
I do have connections to the Adventurers Guild.
Then you are one of our distinguished clients. Wood, to be precise.
Wood.
Wood? What do you mean? That's just how we gauge our clients' importance. We have 4 levels: wicker, bamboo, wood, and marble. The higher the grade, the better we'd like to get to know you.
Alright.
But I've just only heard of this.
Well, that's because I only just thought of it. Don't look so shocked.
Oh my god.
Oh, take a look. Our adventurers spend the whole day scaling mountains, clearing domains, and smiting enemies. Danger and peril are their bread and butter. Clients like these deserve better treatment. Taking an interest in their daily lives will ultimately benefit not only them, but
My God.
also me.
How subtle of you.
Oh, touched a nerve, did I? I'd have thought any adventurers who dare come here would be used to conversations like this. Anyway, I have a favor to ask. Recently, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor has been trying to strike a business deal with the Adventurers Guild. With you acting as an intermediary, it would be so much easier.
What's in it for me?
Let me think what I could offer you as a reward. Or perhaps there's a favor I could do in return? Ah, we're looking for someone. We've asked a lot of people, but nobody seems to have a clue where they are. This seems like something right up my alley. I can even inquire with the ones who no longer speak for you. You see? Helping me will be worth your while. Come on then, my able assistants. Let's get down to Liyue Harbor and do some business. When did we become your assistants?
Good question. Okay.
Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. The ones who no longer speak. Oh, did she mean talking to the dead?
She 100% meant talking to the dead.
She's a weird one.
Okay. I'm going to pause it right here. And take my 3-minute break. Because I want to take my 3-minute break. So we're going to take our break. And we'll be back in 3 minutes. Yeah. We'll be back in 3 minutes. So we'll be back. Sorry. A little bit of a delay there. My bad. Okay. The hell are we going? Oh, yeah. Leeway.
You again. Look, I told you, we're not interested in the kind of cooperation you describe.
Come on, there's no reason to get upset. Look, one of your members is an avid supporter of my proposition.
Just hear her out.
Oh, since our last negotiation, I've come up with a new proposal, which I think you'll find has far more benefits for you. First things first, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor will prioritize the Adventurers Guild requests above all others. You'll also receive 100 of our signature wooden coffins for free, together with your first order. That's not all. We also provide an on-site cadaver collection service covering almost all regions in Liyue. Now, we do charge a slight premium for a very small number of especially dangerous areas, but don't you worry about that. I promise you, it's still very affordable.
You know... Okay.
I don't think you're hearing me.
Okay, all right. I get it. You want to bargain a little more, but our offer as it stands is already quite a good deal, don't you think? Just think about it. An adventurer's life is full of unexpected threats. It's only natural to take precautions. Mend the roof before it rains, as they say.
Yeah, no. I'm not so sure that saying applies in this context.
This is the best quest we've done all day, by the way. Like, this is actually amazing.
Speaking of precautions, I'd rather focus on keeping my adventurers safe in the first place. It's time for you to go. I have to attend to other matters.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, what would you say to a group discount? 30% off for parties of 10?
A group discount.
Director, please, you did your best. We don't need another clash with the Millilith.
If Paimon understood all that correctly, it seems like she's trying to sell them the funeral parlor services.
I side with Lan on this issue.
Yeah, nothing left to do here. Let's go back to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Rejecting a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's their loss. Some things are inevitable. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, the only reason why I chose to go for Homa instead of C1 Hutao is because I have so many polearm users that are like my primaries. Like, Homa is a good fit for me regardless, because it's a 5-star polearm. I'm really conflicted on whether or not... Ooh, yeah, Black Tassel. I'm really conflicted on whether or not I want to do another draw to try to get another Toma or something before, but I kind of want to save my... I kind of want to start saving, because I really liked Eula when I was using her earlier. She's fast. She's faster than most Claymore users.
Seems like the old ways are the most reliable after all.
And Albedo, I mean, Albedo.
Mung, are you done preparing our promotional materials?
My apologies. I'm only about halfway through. Do you really think they will be effective?
Trust me, they're going to work wonders. This marketing strategy has been used by Wangsheng Funeral Parlor for generations. Clients in need come to our door and write down their commissions on blank wooden tiles. Then they squeeze those inside the parlor through the crack under the door. I fulfill the request written on each tile to make sure our clients are satisfied with the service, no matter if it's an obituary, cremation, or funeral that they seek. Although, it is a bit of a hassle with the constant back and forth. If only we could burn them by the batch.
No, Director, I'm not asking about the wooden tiles themselves, but about the special offer they advertise.
Didn't you say the wooden tiles should be blank?
Wangsheng Funeral Parlor should keep up with the times. Just think about it. If we don't attract new clients, we'll be left with nothing, won't we?
Yeah, I am interested on what the 4 stars are going to be, if the 4 stars have been announced. I mean, we're very close to New Banner, so...
Business development is a crucial element of every prosperous enterprise. I've been trying various marketing strategies ever since I became the director. I put up posters just like all the other shops, but the Millilith promptly removed them. Then I organized the Wangsheng Visitors Day, but no one showed up. Well, that doesn't come as a huge surprise. And finally, I discovered that the traditional ways are the most reliable after all. I took inspiration from the wisdom of previous directors. So now, I go from door to door looking for people and organizations willing to cooperate. Just like during our visit to the Adventurers Guild. That's what I mean by business development. The other method I'm trying is using the wooden tiles as coupons. Just by writing things like, buy one, get one free for the holder of this tile on them.
Uh...
What do they buy and what do they get? A solid and durable second home, of course.
My God.
They may not need it right away, but they can be sure that when they do, it will still be as good as new. It won't start deteriorating before you finish doing so yourself. That's the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor quality guarantee.
I don't know what to say to that.
All right, Mung. Keep adding those special offers to the wooden tiles. The future of our business depends on it.
I'm still not sure this will work.
I mean, you're right.
Oh, I get it. You think that our special offer is not comprehensive enough, right? It is true. I was offering all kinds of great benefits to the Adventurers Guild because they are a new client. But in doing so, I neglected my old clients. You're right. It's unfair.
That is not what he meant.
Let me do some market research. Wait here, my faithful assistants. I'll be back with you in a moment. It shouldn't take too long. Paimon already told you we're not your assistants! Guess we got dragged into somebody else's business again.
Yep.
Let's look around
Always.
while she's away.
Always. Investigate while we wait. Board used for hanging Wangsheng Funeral Parlor's wooden tiles. According to Hu Tao, all the tiles should be blank. In which case, the characters on the back of the tiles must be the special offer.
You must be the director's new hires. Not us. We're just very curious about Wangsheng Funeral Parlor and Hu Tao. Well, I wouldn't get too curious if I were you. Too much knowledge isn't good for ordinary folk. The director is tactful when it comes to what should and shouldn't be known.
Yikes.
Her? Tactful?
Oh, okay. So behind this door is Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. It looks far more ordinary than the director made it out to be.
We should get going. Let's go find Hu Tao.
Yep.
That's settled then. Write it like this. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor bumper sale. Buy one, get one free. Buy two, get three free. More for your Mora. I love it. Better than all that lifeless brochure stuff. We want people to feel warm and fuzzy.
But Director, isn't Lifeless the name of the game in this industry?
Yeah.
That's old hat. We're opening up new ground.
Why does Wangsheng Funeral Parlor need to open up? Yes, Director.
Poor guy's given up.
Truth.
Right, we should get going. I am not letting new business escape us. We? As in us. Who else? Do you see anyone else around here? Oh, well, you probably wouldn't see them if there was. Stop adding little afterthoughts like that. It creeps people out. Just a joke. Sorry. Everything you see is everything that's present. For the moment, at least.
Comforting.
Lighten up. The way I see it, people make death scarier than it really is. What people truly fear about departing this world is suffering and regret. To deal with the trauma, they let their imaginations run wild with notions of ghosts and evil spirits. Oh, baseless fantasies. What we've ended up with is a topic that people are morbidly afraid of talking about. If I don't broach the subject, then Wangsheng Funeral Parlor won't be long for this world.
But I've seen a ghost.
Oh, more approachable and appeasable than you'd imagined? Paimon say that. Let's just say at least it didn't hurt us.
I've seen lots of ghosts at this point.
You must have come across a particularly ferocious entity. How should I put this? Most spirits are incapable of harming ordinary folks. The job of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is to guard the border between life and death. One component of this is correcting notions of death and the afterlife that people may hold. Simply put, for those unable to see the border, they're best kept as far away from it as possible.
I wouldn't call them friendly. More ambivalent?
So for ordinary folks, the best case scenario is ignorance of all matters concerning spirits in the afterlife, or even better, a belief that none of it exists.
Then you really don't have any excuse for spooking the heck out of people.
I mean, that's true.
You make it sound so abominable. I'm just trying to get them to see the humor in it all.
That's why people think you're weird.
I never thought you'd be such a bore. Never mind. If you stick by me, everything will become clear. All right, let's get going. Follow me.
Director, wait. What about Big G? Don't forget.
Big G? Who's that? We've been in Liyue for ages and never heard that name.
It's Ganyu. I bet it's Ganyu.
Oh, nothing. Just something Mung's been pleading with me to take care of. Should be a piece of cake.
Where are we going?
To visit an important potential client. I'll lead the way.
All right.
Sorry, who are you?
Hello, I'm Hu Tao, director of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Okay, so why would someone from Wangsheng Funeral Parlor be looking for me?
Nothing major. How are you feeling these days? Any aches or pains?
Oh my god. Hu Tao.
You shouldn't ignore them, by the way. Very often they're an omen of something terminal. When we're healthy, it's easy to forget the crushing fragility of life. So, aches and pains, best to keep an eye on them.
Oh my god.
What are you getting at? I'm in great health and enjoying life very much, thank you.
Hu Tao.
Go and find some other poor soul. Goodbye.
Why did they get angry? What's wrong with a few earnest health tips?
Paimon thinks it's because they're coming from the director of a funeral parlor.
Oh wow. This is great. This is great. Amazing. This is Klee all over again. Is what this is. It's Klee all over again.
And you are? Be quick. I'm busy.
Hello there. Would you be interested in understanding a bit about our services at the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor?
Wangsheng Funeral Parlor? I'm not in need of your services. So you're out here looking for new customers? Don't you think this might be a bit of a crass way of going about it?
Yeah, right?
Hardly. Isn't this the fashion these days? Bring the service to the customer and all that.
I'm not sure it's every service that falls into that.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway, please bother someone else if you don't mind.
Please bother someone else.
Another failure. Still, not the end of the world.
Paimon's curious. Does this approach ever work out for you?
I think I want to know the answer to that question. I think that that's a legitimate question, and I think that it deserves an answer.
I know your face. The Wangsheng Funeral Parlor director, right? I'm sorry, I'm really in no need of it.
Don't apologize. Get to know us. We've got a new sale going on.
She's literally making me choke. Oh my goodness.
Ever hear the saying, out with the old, in with the new? Well, going out with a bang is the best way to start off in style on the other side.
I'm just not gonna drink any more liquid for a minute.
If you keep talking like this, I'll have to call the Millilith.
No. Okay, relax. We're leaving. But Wangsheng Funeral Parlor awaits your distinguished patronage.
You really don't give up, do you?
There's no persuading them.
Are you trying to make me feel better? Thank you. Seems you understand me far better than most people.
I really don't, but okay.
Not really. This is just getting really uncomfortable.
Enough business development. Please help me find someone.
Business development? Is that what you see this as?
I mean, that's what it is.
Surely you don't think all that was business development?
Then what was it exactly? Traumatization for its own sake?
No. The business development ended after the discussion with the Adventurers Guild. I was helping to find somebody for Mung. You remember Big G?
Rings a bell.
As it turns out, the Big G that Mung is looking for is a ghost adrift in the mortal realm. The three we saw just now were all people I suspected of being followed by Big G. But having seen them, I didn't sense the presence of anything otherworldly.
Okay, nice curve.
So we just had a quick chat, and I left it at that.
I wonder what business development looks like if that was stopping for a quick chat.
Why didn't you say so? Paimon thought you had some kind of sixth sense for, people in declining health.
Huh? What would I need that kind of ability for? I'm no doctor. Were you seriously hoping that the director of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was going to start healing people, or...?
Paimon was trying to subtly imply that... never mind. Paimon wouldn't know how to explain subtlety in a way you'd understand.
I mean, you shouldn't be explaining subtlety to anybody, Paimon.
Well, let's leave that for now and head back to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. This Big G matter is very closely linked to Mung.
All right. I could teleport. Could. Won't.
Mung, I'm back. I'm afraid we're still no closer to finding Big G.
I see. Well, I'm just sorry for the trouble. We've already searched in all the likely places.
Who is this Big G anyway?
I guess I should start at the beginning. My home was in the vicinity of Wuwang Hill. In my youth, I had a good many friends there. Big G was one of them. We were the best of friends. Inseparable, really. But one day, there was an accident. And that was the end of him.
It's a dog. I feel like it's either a dog or a cat.
I've never forgotten. Too many memories, I suppose. I often return to Wuwang Hill, but recently, after one such visit, I started to feel strange. Now, every night, Big G appears in my dreams. I can't help but wonder, did I disturb him somehow?
That kind of thing doesn't happen.
Perhaps. I don't have proof, but I can't stop worrying. I get more anxious every day. How would I ever come to terms with my childhood friend becoming an evil spirit?
Maybe it's not a dog.
That's why he joined Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. In place of a salary, I'm helping him deal with this matter. And in fact, what Mung has said is entirely plausible. Spirits on occasion do find a way into our world. But as for evil spirits, I think you're scaring yourself. Even I have only encountered malevolent forces a handful of times.
But are you sure there's no danger? I couldn't bear for him to go around harming people.
You see what I mean? Look at the state of him. If we can't find Big G, it'll eat away at Monk forever. Those people we found today were also Monk's childhood friends. I thought there was a good chance Big G might have hidden among them. But here we are, empty-handed.
Wong Hill, childhood friends? Seems like we're out of leads.
Sorry, excuse me. Is this Wangsheng Funeral Parlor? My name's Le Chung. I've had this awful feeling recently, like something's staring at me. Some of my friends and I went to Wuwang Hill the other day on a dare. After I returned home, I fell ill. I've been having recurring nightmares, but the doctors can't find anything wrong with me. I think that it's a curse, right? I've been cursed by a demon.
Say no more. There's no doubt it's a demonic curse, all right, and a serious one at that.
You believe so too? That it's just like they say in the tales of old. The vengeful spirits of the gods who fell in the Archon War return to cast their evil curses upon mortals.
Hu Tao.
And if the curse isn't lifted, it will burn through the body, laying waste to flesh and bone. Oh, what a wretched end!
Oh my god, Hu Tao.
The symptoms I'm having are just like those described in the tales.
Wuwang Hill? No, I don't think it was a curse. It was probably just Big G.
Hold your horses, both of you. There's no need to creep each other out.
Isn't that exactly what you like to do, though?
There you go.
Wangsheng Funeral Parlor specializes in demonic stuff like this, right? Help me. I beg you. I'm too young to die.
All right. Don't panic. Leave it to me. You've come to the right person. However, in order to lift the curse, we need a suitable location, and we need to make some preparations. Come with me, my trusty assistants. I'm going to need your help.
We're still not your assistant.
I guess I'll come too.
Help him make the preparations first. The incense exorcism, the one I taught you. When you're ready, come and find me. Once we've finished with this, we'll get back to the Big G matter.
Okay, I guess.
Right. Let's go.
Okay. Go to the exorcism site. Oh, and just so you know, this circle on my map is because I used a geomunculus tracker, and I have not found that particular geomunculus it was tracking. That's why this circle is still on my map. Yep, I only needed a few more to get level 9 to finish that part of my book, so that's why I did that. Oh good, it's a ley line protection. I hate ley lines. Or the monuments.
So, what mysterious rituals are you gonna perform here?
No ritual at all. We just need to kill some time. Wait, you didn't take all that vengeful god's curse stuff seriously, did you? They were eradicated ages ago.
So why are we here?
You saw those two. One thinks he's been cursed, and the other one believes his friends turned into an evil spirit. It's hard to reason with them. Now you see why I believe that ordinary folks should be kept in the dark. I've seen too many people lose their senses on account of things like this. If you want to calm them down, you need to convince them with something tangible. And the best way to do that is to make a great show of destroying the boogeyman they believe in before their very eyes.
Sounds like that might work. If you were trying to cheer up a 3-year-old.
How old are you, Paimon?
Why would you ask that? Paimon just wants to know why we can't tell everyone the truth.
Because you can't guarantee that telling an ignorant person the truth will improve the situation instead of exacerbating it.
That is one of the truest lines I have seen in this game.
What I can do is pretend to pull back anyone who believes their time is nigh. But since the curse is imaginary, our fix will also be make-believe.
Makes sense. But why would anyone believe that it's a curse?
Do you know the history of the Yaksha?
I know bits and pieces.
They once fought against the ancient gods. They fought brilliantly in a battle that engulfed the whole world in darkness. Although the gods were defeated in the end, their resentment persevered.
So the fact that I did the Yaksha stuff with Zhao first, I'm actually really glad we did that because that makes this, yeah.
That resentment turned into a pestilence spreading amongst the ordinary folk. Hysteric people mistook it for the curse of the gods. The plague took the lives of many, which only furthered its spread, as the dead were a breeding ground for the disease. Then someone discovered how to prevent it from spreading, purify the air, and burn the bodies of the deceased. The pioneers of these practices were, you guessed it, the founders of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Paimon didn't see that coming. Really?
Yes. Anyway, it took many years, but eventually the plague was completely eradicated. We've dealt with similar phenomena multiple times throughout the ages. Each time we successfully restored the balance between life and death. To sum it up, we are gatekeepers, guarding the border for the sake of both the living and the dead.
That's what you meant by guarding the border?
So when I say this curse is just a figment of the imagination, I say it with more certainty than most. But I also can't really go telling people that the ancient plagues were real, or it would incite panic.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, let's wait a bit more and get ready for the show. This leyline monolith will make for a really great prop.
Okay.
You're finally here. We just finished our preparations. Now, look here. This device is used to drive away evil spirits. It'll absorb the curse inside you and cause it to take a physical form. But don't worry, the traveler here is a seasoned warrior and will assure our safety.
Doing the dirty work again.
Oh, right. I forgot to tell you. It'll be fine.
Will that really solve my problem?
Trust the director. She might look like a weirdo, but she's serious about everything she does.
How can you call me a weirdo? I mean, wouldn't you say it's more charmingly naive or disarmingly different? All right, let's get down to business. My glamorous assistant, please activate the device.
Glamorous assistant. All right. Da 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 da.
Is it really possible to materialize the curse?
Oh, I completely forgot that I didn't have Toma. That's fine. I mean, I don't need Toma for this, but I'm sad that I killed Amber because I forgot I didn't have Toma. So.
I'm counting on you.
I can make use of Hu Tao services for Amber. Seems about proper. All right.
How are you feeling? Did the curse leave your body?
Yes, I feel more invigorated than ever before. I'm cured. I can't express how grateful I am for your and the Traveler's help. If it hadn't been for you, the curse would have taken my life.
Great. In which case, I guess now I can tell you. You've been pranked.
What?
This exorcism device? People like you wouldn't recognize it, but it's just an old ley line monolith deceptively effective at attracting monsters. And those were real monsters, not a manifestation of your curse. So riddle me this. If I didn't do anything to lift the curse, then what's the cause of your sudden recovery?
The curse wasn't real? Then why was I sick?
Well, you caught a cold, ate something bad, or just scared yourself sick. It's anyone's guess, but I'm leaning towards the last option. Wouldn't be the first time in my career.
How unexpected.
I also didn't expect that, but still, I'd like to thank you.
Don't mention it. I found a way to deal with your fears this time, but I can't do it over and over again. So I'd appreciate it if you try not to give in to superstitions in the future. Human life is short. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Wow, what a weird thing to say.
I mean, it is.
I shall head back. I'm sorry for troubling you.
I feel relieved to see that it wasn't Big G's doing. However, unless he crosses the border, there will be no end to his antics. Since we are done with the matter at hand, can we resume our search for Big G?
I believe that won't be needed. He found us first.
Big G?
I didn't mean to bother you. Any of you.
Oh, wow. There he is.
This is Big G? He's just a child?
I mean, he is a child. He said he died when he was a kid.
Well, he is a spirit. It's quite normal that he looks just like he did when he left this world.
That's not what Paimon imagined when Paimon first heard the name Big G.
That's fair.
Let's bring him back to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. We have much to do.
Okay, then. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is that. And then the second thing we're going to do...
Let's get out there and make some friends.
That's right, Toma. I love Toma. All right. Back to the funeral parlor. Let's shoot from this way. It's probably faster. It was funny how quickly Amber just got raffle stomped by them. That was slightly funny.
After all that's happened, Paimon's not even sure what's going on anymore.
I didn't expect to stumble upon Big G just like that either.
Actually, I'm not surprised in the slightest. Remember what I said? There's only so many evil spirits in this world. It was a twist of fate that made him leave Wuwang Hill in the first place. Now, for some reason, he can't go back.
This explanation sounds a bit far-fetched to Paimon.
Actually, she pretty much summed it up.
Huh?
Don't ever question my professional instincts.
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to check up on my friends. That's why I came to Liyue Harbor. I promise I wasn't up to any mischief. I never wanted to scare anyone. A few days ago, some people came to Wuwang Hill on a dare. I heard them saying they'd come from Liyue Harbor, so I followed one of them back and ended up here.
Ah, it must have been poor Lo Chung that you followed. Maybe he didn't notice you, but he could still feel your presence. Now we know what caused his nightmares.
Yep.
I was discovered?
Well, I assume so, otherwise he wouldn't have been scared half to death.
Why didn't you come looking for Meng sooner?
Yeah, Hu Tao and Meng were searching for you all over the place.
Oh, that's because I couldn't find them. It's my first time in Liyue Harbor, and I got lost in the city.
Now that you mention it, Big G always had a poor sense of direction. When we were kids, he'd never go down the hill by himself. We always had to lead him.
So, all of this was just because you got lost? Why didn't you just fly? Like any other ghost or spirit? Don't you think it's much easier to find your way from up above?
Paimon, tone it down just a little bit there.
I can't. It's too high for me. I'd get scared.
That's right, yes. He used to be so afraid of heights that he wouldn't even so much as look down the hill. You haven't changed a bit.
Good thing they didn't call you Tall G.
I knew I wasn't supposed to show myself to the living, and with so many people walking around Liyue Harbor, my only choice was to hide. I wouldn't have found you if it weren't for the Leyline Monolith's call.
I'm so relieved that you haven't become an evil spirit.
Like I said, don't ever doubt my professional instincts. Now, all we have to do is escort this lost child back to Wuwang Hill, and we should be done and dust to dusted.
But he just said he wanted
Dust
to
to
visit his
dusted.
friends. Apart from me, there's also Little Wu, Mumu, and Songzi.
Well, if that's the case, we can't let him down. We'll ask them all to help us prepare a farewell ceremony for Big G. Meng and I will escort Big G back to Wuwang Hill. You meet with those three and ask them for keepsakes to symbolize each one of them during the ritual, then come and find us.
All right.
They're all friends. Can't we just go there all together? Or maybe we can take Big G to them.
That's not a good idea. I don't want to scare them.
I wouldn't want ordinary folks to become superstitious. The less they know, the better. So be careful what you say when you collect the keepsakes.
Oh, okay.
With Hu Tao's plan?
I
guess by keeping things low-key, we won't be giving anyone nightmares.
Yeah, I guess this is the plan. Okay.
sorry, I won't be needing the funeral parlor's services anytime soon.
Mung said he's an old friend of yours.
Yes, we grew up together. We still keep in touch even now. I don't know why he started working for Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. To be honest, I find their director to be quite peculiar. But he must have had his reasons. He's on his own now, after all. And he still can't get over what happened to Big G. Did he tell you about it?
Yeah, he did. If you could pick one thing to give to Big G as a keepsake, what would you choose? Just, theoretically speaking. We're just being hypothetical here. Definitely not gonna actually go commemorate him or anything.
Difficult Paimon.
I'd cook something for him. Oh, he could eat spicy food like no other. His favorite meal was extra spicy Jueyun chili chicken. I can make it for you if you bring me some Jueyun chilies. I'm sure he'd appreciate the flavor of his childhood years. I still use that old recipe.
Deal! Just give us a minute.
Yeah, I have plenty of chilies.
Jueyun chilies are a common sight in Liu. I can rustle that dish up in no time if you help me find some. Great, this should be enough. I'll get started on the Jueyun chili chicken. I guess you've got other folks to track down? When everyone's ready, I'll get the dish over to you.
Great! See you later! How did he know about the others?
Maybe, maybe Mung's is not the only one who's been having dreams about Big G. Because he brought up Big G without us saying anything. So maybe he's not the only one having dreams about Big G.
Not you again. I told you, I'm not interested in the inner workings of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Mung told us about you. You're good friends, right?
That's true, yes. Come to think of it, I remember he did join Wangsheng Funeral Parlor recently. It didn't take long for his good friends to figure out why. The Big G incident. But I know there's nothing we can say to help him get over it. Letting go of the past is a painful process. I would know. So, is Big G the reason you're here to see me?
How did you know? We didn't even say anything.
I'm a businessman. I've got a sixth sense for this kind of thing. Everyone hears the name Moo Moo and thinks I must be dim-witted. I never heard the end of it when I set up shop. But I'd say I proved a few people wrong.
Why would that name make people think you were dim-wit? Okay.
Here, take this. It's a top-of-the-line toy box we all dreamed of owning as kids. Back then, none of us could afford it. We were penniless. Today, business is booming. I ended up buying loads of these. It was a dream come true.
Wow, you must be like super rich.
For me, it's a memento of a childhood long gone. Without it, we wouldn't be where we are today.
I own a couple things like that. Things that I don't necessarily need, but they weren't super expensive, but we could never afford them when I was little, and so I bought them for myself.
So, having found me, I guess you'll be looking for Little Wu and Songza next.
We already saw Little Wu. Now we gotta find Songza.
I see. If it's Songza you're after, let's meet at the overpass at Feiyun Slope. It's just above the staircase leading down to the dock. I've got an errand to run. I'll come find you as soon as I'm done.
Okay. Ah. May all wishes come true in the future. Oh yeah, these are things, but oh, they own a Onigiri. Yep. Oh, on the bridge. Oh, okay. Probably, yeah, probably this way.
You're all here.
Reminiscing about old times, thinking back to past events. We've been at it for years.
Our hometown was completely destroyed in a disaster, so we've got nowhere to go back to. Now, home is wherever friends are.
They've just been telling me you're looking for keepsakes. I make artisan Xiao lanterns down by Liyue Harbor. I guess they represent me better than anything. A few days ago, I bought some quality plastrite shards. They're currently all in the warehouse at the dock. I've already spoken to the manager. Could I ask you to retrieve them for me?
Sure.
Like you already know what's going on. Be back in a jiffy.
Alright, Zhao lanterns. I feel like they're all ghosts. Where is it? All the way over there. Fine. I mean, they're not all ghosts, obviously, because they have physical belongings, but they all feel like ghosts. Oh, I've been wondering what this guy's been standing in this doorway for forever. They all know. No, absolutely. 100% they all know something.
Hi, we're here to pick up the plastrite shards for Sansa.
I think she mentioned it. Yes, here you are on the register. No problem.
Whoa, his neck. Whoa, what's going on here, buddy? What, that might be a, I think you might need the services of Wangshan Funeral Parlor.
The plastrite shards are over in that crate there. Please, help yourselves.
Oh, Mr. Man. Oh, worried about you. Ooh, it's a little bit problematic.
Doesn't seem like they're here. Let's look someplace else.
He was, I don't think that he was sticking his neck out. I think he was sucking his neck in.
These look like what Sungza was talking about. Let's head back.
Prose wells up inside of me.
Oh my goodness. Super problematic. They're not there. This is extremely sus. Oh no, there they are. They hadn't phased in. I was like... There you are.
My thanks to both of you. This looks like great stuff. Please, wait a moment. This is the final step.
Mounts the shards on the lantern.
There we go. I wrote all 5 of our names inside the lantern. You know, during the annual lantern rite, we all release a lantern like this. No matter what the days may bring, whichever roads we choose to take. While this rite remains observed, each of us remains the same.
As for the matter of Big G, the 3 of us have discussed amongst ourselves and agreed we won't press you on it.
But if you get the chance, please let them know we're doing well, and that the things we once spoke of, they've all come to pass.
You can count on us.
Thank you. We'll pass it on. Big G is lucky to have friends like you. We got everything we need. Let's go to Wulong Hill and find Hu Tao and the others.
Let's see. The nostalgic Junyuan chili chicken. Made personally by Little Wu. According to him, it captures the taste of his youth perfectly, and though Big G may will not be able to enjoy it, he may yet remember some of the happiness of his youth. And then the lantern, may the fire pass on, and may friendship never die.
Don't we have a job to do?
Yeah. Alright. A mushroom. Yeah, this whole area, I did some exploration here with the compass. This area is creepy.
Oh, you're back already? Sooner than I expected. You didn't go spilling the beans, did you, Paimon?
Does Paimon look that unreliable to you?
Yes.
I'm kidding. Anyway, looks like they were willing to hand over some keepsakes, so I guess they knew the deal. Nevertheless, when it comes to things like ghosts and ghouls, spirits and souls, the one thing everyone knows is you never know what to expect, which explains why they were reluctant to pry and find out the full story. Which is just as well, because if they had attempted to, it would have been too much for me to deal with.
I can't tell if you're serious anymore.
Guard the border between life and death. This is Wangsheng Funeral Parlor's most important responsibility, and I'm stricter than most.
So what about us? Does it matter if we cross the border?
Of course not. After all, you were caught up in all this already, just like Meng. It's not the end of the world if you catch a glimpse behind the curtain. And where we're going, don't be surprised at what you may see or what may occur.
Okay.
All of it exists within the border between the living and the dead. An ordinary place, really. The only special thing about it is that nobody really knows about it. Whatever you do, don't get all worked up over nothing, okay? Or else by the time we're out, I'll have to erase your memories. So listen to everything I say. Let's go.
Paimon's scared. But like Hu Tao says, we're already caught up in this. We better see it through to the end.
Quick, we need to make a throwaway domain so they can trial the character. Go to the ordinary place. Recommended elements fire. Current party level is lower than recommended. Wait. How is the current party level lower than recommended? It recommends level 80. All of my characters I have are level 80 except... Oh, is it 82? Oh. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm not worried about it. It's still... But it's still like... Oh, 82. I mean, it doesn't matter. So... Even if all my characters were 80, it would still be below 82. Alright.
Wow! What is this place?
Somewhere close to death, but not like the hell or underworld from the tales of old. This is just a place where the ley lines tend to go a little bit haywire. So keep your cool. Follow me. The farewell ceremony site is just up ahead.
Oh, she's using her staff too. That's kind of funny.
That pattern looks familiar.
From the right angle, you can make out the whole thing.
Oh, just like last time.
There you go.
Check this out. Fire it up.
Time to go.
Because I did the trial and I have her, like I kind of know.
That's why it's named the border. You can't just cross
I
whenever you
kind of
please.
know how
You
to
need have
use
a
Hu
little,
Tao.
how do people normally put it? Pomp and ceremony?
I'm pretty sure that's not how people put it.
This isn't good.
Gonna decrease her attack a little bit, but I think it's better to. I think it's better to have her health a little bit more under control. All right.
Fire it up.
By the way, I imagine Adventurers Guild members are good at making order of things. See if you can find a way to get the right things into the right places. Usually it requires a bit of destruction as well as elemental reactions. On your marks.
You talking to us?
Definitely getting a little bit more. I see where it starts to glow. There we go. Got it. Lettuce. Well, cabbage. Okay. I kind of understand now why, though. Toma is really great with Hu Tao. Like, it makes sense. I mean, Toma is great anyway, TBH. But I understand why they're like, yeah, no, Toma and Hu Tao. Okay. Oh, okay.
Check this out.
Time to go. Go.
Don't get too close.
It's a little bit more difficult for me. I'm just not used to working with, like, I'm not a huge fan of, oops, that was the wrong one. There we go. I'm not a huge fan of working with people when they're, like, half dead, because at that point, to me, it's like one mistake and then everything falls apart, which I'm not a huge fan of. I've never really been a huge fan of that, so it's not surprising in many ways. Let's see. Just keep in mind you build her HP, so half health is still as much or more than most DPS. Well, and that's the thing, right? Like, when she has the HP, then I think it would be easier for me to keep that in mind. Let's see. The trial one they gave you has almost suboptimal. I can just run healers anyway because I can't be bothered to worry about it. I mean, Kokomi. Like, that's the thing, right? My first move, and it's because I run a freeze build, first thing I do when I run into a fight is pull out Kokomi and drop the jellyfish. And then drop a spear on it. Like, it's literally the first thing I do.
But there aren't enough. So
Gross.
Let's have a look around.
Gross. Ugh. Get spiders.
Fire it up.
Yay, I have a swimmer. That makes this a lot faster. Rather do that than set her on fire again. Okay. All right. Oh, that's where that other door comes out at. Okay. Makes sense. Ugh, no interior map, that's right. Alright. Is that normal Hutao thing or constellation thing? That dash. Oh, I think I should go get the other thing first. Hold on.
Huh? Isn't this where we just were before?
I'm just gonna take it with me.
What in Teyvat is going on? Have we even been moving forward this whole time?
It's almost as if we're constantly being sent back to the beginning. Everything resets.
This is where we were, right? Yeah, that's where we were. Well, if everything resets, then there shouldn't be... I was about to say, there shouldn't be a spirit here, but there is. So...
We're stuck! The spirits have trapped us!
Nope.
Don't be daft. You've put my mind at rest. Seems it's not easy for ordinary folks to cross over. So you finally! I thought we were gonna be trapped in that weird place forever. That's exactly the point. Trespassers end up running scared. So that's the weird stuff out of the way, right?
Weird stuff out of the way, right?
Yep. Just dive off the edge here.
Okay. Do 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 do. There's probably boxes. Probably missing boxes. Sure, it's fine. Well, there's one here.
Welcome to the farewell ceremony site. Our destination is just up ahead.
Oh.
I know you're excited, so feel free to have a look around and talk amongst yourselves. Soon you'll find out there's nothing special about this place.
I don't know. Doesn't really look like there's nothing special.
Are you clients? Apologies. This is just a little unexpected. Seeing that it was Hu Tao that brought you puts me at ease. But I'm afraid we don't have the means to entertain guests here.
Who are you?
My name is Lan Si. I've been waiting for someone for a long time now. Exactly how long, I couldn't really say. Everyone says waiting is difficult. But walking, watching, talking to newcomers, and the old crowd, it helps to pass the time. I can keep waiting, but who knows whether what I'm waiting for will ever come to pass. It's all the same to me. Waiting's all I can do anyway. But if you too are looking for someone important to you, it's best not to keep waiting forever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are you new here? What a coincidence, so am I. I can't believe how nice the scenery is. I thought it'd be all pitch black and freezing cold with no sense of space or time. Here I can finally work out a lifetime of emotions. It's fantastic. Perhaps I just set my expectations too low.
This is fascinating.
By the way, have you seen Uncle Jean recently?
That guy? I remember him saying it was time for him to move on.
Good for him. I wonder where he's off to next.
If you're curious, why don't we go and see for ourselves?
Some other time, perhaps. I'd like to stay here for a while.
It's the lantern rite again. Wouldn't it be cool if we got to see the lanterns ourselves one day?
You can make a wish without a lantern, you know. My mom told me. As long as you yell it really loud, your wish will come true in the future.
Yell it? Isn't that kinda embarrassing?
As soon as the first person yells, and everyone else just joins in, and nobody feels embarrassed anymore.
That's right. Little Wu, you start.
All right. I wish I could open a massive restaurant with never-ending dishes and snacks, so I could eat Joy-You and chili chicken every day.
That's your wish?
This is
If
so
that's
sweet.
so funny, what's your wish?
To get rich, of course.
do big business and make a load of Mora. With Mora, you can do whatever you want and be happy.
Yeah, if you get rich, you could buy that super expensive toy box.
Not just one. One for everyone. No, loads for everyone.
Well, if Momo's gonna be a businessman, then I don't need to earn any money.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's tough getting rich. Don't put all the pressure on me.
As for me, I want to learn to make Xiao lanterns. The big kind. And Xiao lanterns, too. I'll be the best artisan around.
Yeah. That way we don't need to go to Liyue Harbor to release Xiao lanterns.
Anyway, those are our wishes. Mung, Big G, what about you?
Me?
Huh? They all disappeared. Right when he was about to make his wish.
It brings back so many memories. That was the last lantern ride the 5 of us spent together.
It's been so long. Everyone's all grown up. Have all those wishes really come true?
We can prove it to you.
We asked each of them for parting gifts for you. Little Wu's become a chef. Momo's a successful businessman. And Zongza makes great shell lanterns.
Really? Wow.
We've never forgotten our childhood dreams. We've kept them in our hearts as a promise to each other. Anyway, time to release this lantern.
Hey, take a hint. Let's give them some space to go over the good old days.
Yeah, okay. Talk to Hu Tao while the old friends are reminiscing. I want to go over there and bother them, but, you know, I'm not a butt, so I'm not going to do that.
The hint? Really? Of all of us, you're the one who needs to learn how to read the room.
Your scope of work is nothing like I imagined.
Really? The end result is the same, though. Exactly what I do and how I do it are just minor technicalities.
Hu Tao is so weird.
As I explained, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was once upon a time more akin to a doctor's office than an actual funeral parlor.
Hi, baby girl.
During the Archon War, piles of corpses covered the wilderness. People were plunged into misery and suffering. Disease was spreading all over the land. Death devastated the world of the living. Such were the times when the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was first established. As humans, its founders were deemed too insignificant to matter, but slowly, they managed to drive away death.
Excuse me. Is Hu Tao not human?
They must have paid a huge price for that.
After generations, Liyue Harbor became a bustling hub of prosperity, luring people with dreams of great fame and abundant mora. But in the end, some lunatics stirred up the legacy of the dead. By that I mean the remnants of the defeated gods that ravaged the world. I won't go into specifics of that situation, but suffice to say that at its peak, life was on the verge of bringing about its own extinction, while death was coming back with a vengeance. It took a long, long time. Longer than you'd think to restore balance and reinstate the border. Without it, Liyue Harbor as we know it wouldn't be here today. Neither would the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, you or me.
Can you reveal a bit more?
Not a chance. Curiosity can be perilous, you know. Don't forget my warning. The less you know, the better. What you make of my words is up to you. I do hope that most of it flew over your heads, though. The Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is just that, a funeral parlor. Nothing more to it.
I see through you, little missy. Can't hide it from me. Won't disagree. It's time to go back.
We live in peaceful times, but this harmonious coexistence between life and death should never be taken for granted. Huh? It's about time. Let's go. Let's take them to the place where all begins and all goes to rest.
The Everdor? We're taking them to the Everdor?
What kind of place is that?
I just mean where we first bumped into each other. I come up with fun names for things sometimes, okay? No need to hound me with questions about every little thing I say.
Yeah, the funeral, they've been around forever. He's probably been a consultant forever. Like, I would be shocked if the people who run the funeral parlor, including Hu Tao, did not know exactly who Zhongli is. You can tell I've been through here. The Sealy is in its little thing.
I think we did everything we could to make you happy, Big G, wouldn't you say? But if you ever really do become an evil spirit and come back with more nefarious nonsense in mind, I may have to forget our friendship and give you a far less fond farewell.
That's threatening.
I won't, I promise. I'm grateful for everything you've done for me. Now that I know that my friends are doing so well, I have no intention to bother them.
I also want to thank you. You made my dream come true too.
So you should also mind my warning, Mung. If you won't let go of the past, I might reunite you two sooner than you think.
Again, with your threats.
How can you say such horrendous things with that smile on your face?
Yes, please.
Well then, last but not least, let's say our goodbyes to Big G.
See you later, Big G.
Not like that. You won't be seeing him later. Let's stick to goodbye and such.
No worries. I'll just take my leave. I'm sorry. Of all the wishes we yelled that day, only ours hasn't come true.
Nah, don't be bothered by that. No life is without its regrets.
You
can leave in peace now.
All right. I'll remember you all. Goodbye.
He's gone then. I thought that closure would bring me relief, but all I can feel now is emptiness.
So, what was the wish you two made? We didn't have a chance to hear it earlier.
After each of us has started a family and built a career, we want both our families to spend the lantern rite together.
Aww.
That's why I envy my friends so much. Little Wu and the rest, they all had a chance to fulfill their wishes. Mine, however, will remain just a dream.
Cheer up. You still have a lot ahead of you.
That's right. Also, think about this. Everyone gets burnt to ash one day.
Hu Tao, we were having a moment.
So enjoy your life while you can, and when your duty to the living is over, you can meet whoever you want again in the afterlife. Isn't that great?
Thank you? Either way, I don't think I'll ever return to Wuwang Hill. I have a lot of feelings to process.
No worries. It's a good opportunity for you to go on vacation. Consider your leave
I'll burn
approved.
you personally.
Naturally.
So true.
This doesn't change the terms of our previous agreement. The leave will be unpaid.
So like earlier when she's like, can we just burn them in batches? You promised you would help us in our search, Hu Tao. We did a lot of work for you.
To the border and let you have a look around, didn't I? But based on your reaction, it seems like you didn't find what you're looking for. It is a pity indeed.
We knew he wouldn't be there. He's not dead.
The biggest pity of all is your lack of help.
I was fishing around on your behalf through the channels that aren't accessible to you. Unfortunately, I didn't find any leads worth pursuing either. I'll keep my eyes open in case anything crops up. If so, I'll be sure to let you know.
Oh, so timeline-wise, this is before we ran into him. Okay.
You don't sound like you mean it.
I'm not an expert on tracking down the living. However, if you want me to summon someone from the other side of the border...
Oh, stop saying creepy stuff.
Relax. I'll help you look for them. You have my word. My exquisite sense of humor always goes unappreciated.
Seems like being a funeral home director really suits you.
I have my reasons.
You're not human.
Reasons? The spirits we saw near the border are the dead that still long for the world of the living. But I've never seen any of the previous directors there, not even once.
Maybe because none of you are human.
This means that becoming the director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was the right decision for them, and left them with no regrets.
Quest complete. Alright. You know what? All right. So many. Oh, look at that. We can't even scroll. We've done so many of them that we can't even scroll now. So I'm not going to start another quest line because we did not have enough time for that. However, we could theoretically do Act 2 of course I've kept Tortellinis because I don't want to do it because he's a piece of trash. Look, I'm aware that I'm supposed to, apparently, especially when you do the story, like you feel bad for him or something. I don't know. I don't like Tartaglia, so he gets a regular roasting on this channel because I do not favor him. So anyway, so the first Noel hangout was what it means to be a knight, and was everything from we're gonna go out and mine with our claymore to this guy trying to steal Mondstadt's secrets, and her being so nice to him that he felt bad. Look, I frequently, when Zaya helps me with things, I frequently roast Tartaglia at that point as well. There's no favoritism. Tartaglia gets roasted regardless. Anyway, so I kind of want to, I think since we only have a few minutes, well, I mean, we have like 30 minutes. I could do the other half of, I could start working on the other half of Noel's hangout, or I can just put on the compass and wander off into the stratosphere. So what do we think about that? Because I'm at a place. Look at that, we got like 300 primas today. Crazy. I am at a spot where I can just put on the compass and start wandering off. Because this area, I think I haven't found everything in this area. I could do weeklies. I mean, meh. I'm gonna do my weeklies. I only have 2 days to do them, so I'm gonna do my weeklies. But I'm not
work hard and live each day
interested in being responsible right now.
That is what life in Mondstadt is all about, isn't it?
We're not even talking about one of my trounce domains that's done was literally me doing Tartaglia on the lowest difficulty just so that I could be done with it. By the way, the billet drop chance is negligible enough that you can do it on the lowest difficulty if you're just trying to get billets. I got 2 billets doing it on the lowest level. That was a thing. Anyway,
don't we?
I mean, I'm gonna do my weeklies. It's not gonna be right now.
Job to do.
Anything here? Do we have anything here? No. You know what? What do we got? All right, we're at 84% here. Sea of Clouds, 58, 52, 61. Let's pick this spot. I haven't done anything down here. Immediately. Compass says this way. Oh, I see it. Look, nobody pays me to be responsible. I mean, sort of. So, I mean, it's fine. Look, this is a really shiny chest. We want this chest. This is a big shiny chest. We don't shiny chest. We don't even need that, but we're gonna do it anyway. Here, come here, frog. Probably gonna end up electrocuting myself and dying, but that's okay. Oh, hello.
Don't get too close.
Torn to oblivion.
Totally not a trap, right? It's fine. Oh, we're stuck in the water. That's fine. See? We're fine. Fine. Totally fine. Box.
Ooh, what's in here?
Ah, yeah. All right. This way. I mean, I know that it's just a few more minutes until I usually stop for the day, so that's why I figured just running around a little bit is fine. Oh. Hey. Hey there, Agent. How you doing? You're level 74. Ooh, I got a purple knife from that. Sweet.
There are a few interesting trinkets here.
Back this way. Make sure there aren't any hidden in bushes. Oh, they probably mean that one though. I'll tell you what, when I did the compass in Mondstadt, a lot of chests in trees. Do 3 ley lines a day. I know, yeah, gonna do that later. But I will do my ley lines. Or at least some of them. Because more books. I actually have a decent amount of books right now because I have not been using them at all. Because I need to kill the stupid lizard over and over again. And I just haven't done that. So I think I have.
I suppose it wasn't too much trouble.
Rip all the books once you have 50. Well, no, because, well, I mean, yes, if I decide to take Road to 90, but, let's see. Somebody who's not fully leveled. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I currently have 155 purple books. And 263 blue books. Because I have not been using my books at all because I'm saving them for Hu Tao. And that reminds me that I need to go to Liyue and gather silk flowers again. But I was also growing them in my teapot. So I had to use some of them to make fabric for my teapot stuff. But for the most part, I have more of them because of that. Oh, there's a fighting thing. Oh, there's a box over there. Oh, hello. Yeah, alright. I mean, part of the issue that I have with the lizard thing is I kind of just want to turn the world level down. Just so that me killing that thing, because I'm gonna get about the same amount of what I'm looking for from it, and it'll be faster because it's just a slog in some ways. This way. I really like the compass. I think it's a really smart thing to put in. Vacation until Thursday. Oh, we will definitely, Tuesday maybe. No, because I'm going to do more Spiritfarer, more likely than not. But, and I want to do it before then. So, because I need to kill 10 enemies anyway. So, I'll probably send you a message. We might do that in the Discord. Come on. Oh, I'm Toma. I'm like, why are they still alive? Because I'm Toma. That's why. That's why they're still alive. Because I'm Toma. That happens too when I'm using Raiden and I'm like, why are they still alive? Oh, it's because I'm Raiden. Toma doesn't kill us. I mean, Toma will kill once I'm done with him, but... Alright. This way. And it's actually, all these quests I've been doing for this have also been really good about, getting my world level, or my adventure level up. Because I just haven't really been paying attention to it, / haven't been spending a lot of time working on it. So, I just gotta get up to 50, because then I can do,
I suppose it wasn't too much trouble.
I can get somebody up to 90. Actually, it's weapons. That's what I want 50 for. I do not want 50 for 90 units. I want 50 for 90 weapons, so that I can take the crescent pike to 90. Like that's yeah. And the staff of Homa, of course. So that way. Cat's being weird in the hallway.
Shine down. Judgment.
Busy electrocuting myself moderately. There we go.
That felt pretty good.
Fine. I don't need it anyway. That way. Ah, I see.
That felt pretty good.
Oh.
There is no escape.
Don't get too close. I got you covered.
Da, 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 da. Good job, Toma.
Ooh, what's in here?
Oh. There's one over there. Is it going to guide me that way? Yes, yes it is. What is this?
You can't run. Rest and rebuild. Shine down. Judgment. Lights out.
Da 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 da. A puzzle. It might have been that's something I've already solved, because I have done stuff in this area, but I don't know.
That felt pretty good.
I've noticed that the compass doesn't necessarily guide me to certain types of puzzles. But it'll guide me to treasure chests that are buried. That way. Oh, it's a Sealy. Hey there, Sealy. I'm just making sure there isn't. Yup.
There are a few interesting trinkets here.
Uh-huh. Hey there, Sealy. We're just gonna follow you. Do. Loach pearls. Nice. I don't know who I need that for, but I'm sure I'll need it for somebody someday.
Pretty good.
Whoa, whoa! Okay, first of all, you okay, Hermes? You almost took out the whole light thing and everything. Secondly, you can get down if you're going to slap at him when he jumps up here. And thirdly, there you go, son. That was exciting for a second.
Work hard and live each day to the fullest.
Life with cats.
That is what life in Mondstadt is all
Holy
about,
macaroons. Give me a heart attack, son. You almost fell off the other side of the desk. Yeah. Alright, go this way. Grab these lotus pods. Hi. I know. Life's hard. Hey, don't come up here and start harassing him. He just had a traumatic experience. You get out of here. You're alright. It's okay. I know. Mom's gonna be done in just a minute, okay, son? Absolutely not. You're done right now, Mom. It's fine, son. You're fine. Okay. Oh, it's right below me. Ah! It's late. Pay attention to me. I mean, that's true. He's like, Mom, you've been doing this all day. I'm done with your crap. Hi, sir. Hi. Oh. I could get out Amber, but
Fire it up.
this isn't a timed one, so. Hi. I know. It's okay. You're all right. He just wants me to go and sit in my other chair and play Pokemon, because then if I sit in my other chair and play Pokemon, he can sit in my lap. Because I am totally playing Pokemon. I'm playing Brilliant Diamond. If people are interested in watching me be bad at Pokemon on stream, I can probably make that happen as well. Horsetail. Because I am definitely playing Pokemon. So. This button. Back that way. Okay. Oh, there we go. Oh, hi.
You can't run.
Yay! Pretty good.
That felt pretty good.
Pokemon is something that I knew was coming for quite some time, so I was prepared for it. Wow, that's a really far... Okay, wait. I'm actually going to go from here, even though I don't like doing that, because that's a really far swim, and... Hello. That's a really far swim, and I wouldn't want to, you know, whatever. Also, There's a, what are you doing over here?
Pay your dues.
That is an agent.
Hold the line. There is no escape. You can't run. Shiver.
Absolutely not. Get wrecked. Is that a permanent agent? Or is that a only when you get attacked by for Geo thing? Is that a... Because if that's a permanent agent, okay, I gotta mark him then. Because he doesn't have a marker and I need to mark him. Is that as a permanent agent? Because I mark permanent agents. I don't know how I missed that one. That's fine. And the one I usually farm is usually the one over near the pool. Is the one I usually do. Because it's so easy to get to. Alright. So. This isn't the box we were tracking towards, but we're going to grab it. Just the same. Just have every agent marked on my map. I have a lot of them. I have a lot of agents marked on my map. Agents, fish pools, Volberries, which I don't really need to have marked as much now, but I still do.
Pretty good.
Chilies, and puppies. I have puppies marked because of puppy claws. Alright, so where did I translocate from? This is why I never like to do teleporting, because then I don't find it again. Mage. Hey!
Shine down. Fire it up. Lights out.
The puppies I noticed because I leveled up my Wavebreaker fin. The puppy claws you need for the 4 stars that came from this banner, or at least the ones I've leveled so far, which I have, and I have no idea if they're any good, but I have the Rain Slasher, which I have 3 of them to power it up. I have the where are you? Here's one. I have the Mons Moon, which I have enough for a level 4 Mons Moon at this point. I mean, and I also have the flippin' Elegy, which I don't know what to do with because I don't use archers that often. And then I have the Wavebreaker fin, and I think I also got the sword, if there's a sword. Dissension, sack sword. I don't know. It'd be a lot easier just to do this. Yeah, this is sack sword. So yeah, I got like a level 5 of that now. I actually have extras. Pretty sure I have extras. Alright. So I was over in that vicinity. It's gonna track me there. That's fine. We'll do this one.
There is no escape. You can't run.
Time to work on the R5, right? I think I have an R5 and maybe an R2. I got a bunch of sack swords when I was trying to get Homa, so I have a whole bunch of them right now. Interesting question, actually. And I keep forgetting that, like, if I actually put books in her, my Traveler is level 80. I have another 80 if I just put books in her, but I'm like, eh. Sack sword. Yeah, a 2. I have a 5 and a 2 once I combine those. So. Alright. Spire Olympus question. Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay. There's a box there too. I probably actually will fly from there to get it. So let's go do this one instead. This seems like a big fancy one. Let's do this one and then we'll call it. Come on. Everybody come get me.
Illusion shattered.
Don't get too close. Here's backup.
Judgment. Punishment.
Da 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 da. No, hey. He did. Somebody's still alive. Oh, it's you. You're dancing. Did you not notice me over there killing all your friends? Seems irresponsible. This is a very nice box.
I suppose it wasn't too much trouble.
Yo, 5 Primas from that? Sweet. Okay. I'll go put myself in Mondstadt to do my flippin' commissions in a hot minute. Alright. Cool. Okay, we're done for the day. Amazing. This is a good stream. Got a bunch done. Got all those quests out of the way. And they were actually really good. A nice combination of touching, ridiculous, lots of primos. I mean, I went from like 134 or something to like 491. So I just have to decide if I'm going to spend my primos last minute or if I'm going to save them for next draw. Alright, so next stream is Tuesday. Tuesday at 11. Probably going to be Spiritfarer because Spiritfarer. I am not going to be streaming on Thursday. Thursday is Thanksgiving. I will not be live that day. I will be busy all day. But I may... Yeah, I don't know exactly how I'm going to handle next week. But I know I'm not going to be live on Thursday. So, yeah. Cool. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Me and Hermes. We appreciate it. He appreciates me not sitting in this chair anymore. So, I will see all of you next week and watch for Twitter and Instagram for cat photos and all that good stuff. And we will see how everything goes. So, have a good evening and we'll be back at you next week. Have a good weekend. Bye.